Hey John, welcome back from New Hampshire. So were you guys all wrong, completely wrong, or what?
Yeah, we were pretty wrong. We were pretty wrong. Sorry about that.
From the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Amy Walter and John Mercurio.
Welcome everybody to Hotline TV. It's great to see you. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Quinn McCord. Sad times for Bill Richardson supporters. He dropped out of the race today. John, is this going to change the dynamic of the race at all?
Probably not. Slightly more so than the Biden-Dodd twofer that we had last week when they dropped out. I think there's going to be at least a slight recognition. This is a guy who had made it to the Final Four. He did have a lot of experience. He was the only Hispanic candidate in the race. I think the way that this story is going to play out, though, in the next couple of days, we're going to be looking very closely to see if Richardson is going to be endorsing anybody, taking sides, where his campaign machine is going to go. His top financial director has already started making calls for Hillary Clinton's fundraising, so I think you're seeing some movement from Richardson people towards Clinton. Plus, I mean, just look at the last debate and the ABC News debate in New Hampshire over the weekend. It was clearly Richardson trying to defend Hillary Clinton against the Obama-Edwards, sort of double team against her. So I think but what I think he does that could hurt her is that all he does is sort of reinforce her experience argument. You know, this is somebody with experience endorsing another person with experience. So it doesn't help her sort of build the momentum that she needs on the sort of the mandate that people are calling for on change.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been talking about him as potential vice presidential material or for New Mexico Senate, but personally, I don't see him having much of a future in either race.
Too many gaffes in the presidential campaign to be listed as anybody's vice president. The one thing a vice presidential candidate has to be is gaffe-free. They cannot be gaffe-prone. In fact, frankly, with all due respect to Bill Richardson, who I like and think is a great guy, he probably is the one sort of national politician who came into this race who sort of, I think, leaves the race with a slightly lower level of a lower image, or I think his image has taken a big hit. He was not a good debater. Several major gaffes during the presidential debate, several of which he admits and makes fun of. But look, definitely not VP. But you'd know more about the Senate race. Is there any possibility he could do that? Even though he's ruled it out, but people can always change their minds.
He has, and it sounds like he personally promised to Tom Udall that he wasn't going to run. It would look kind of bad that he was going against his word. And the fact is, Tom Udall is really performing well in the early polls. He's outperforming, I guess, what the generic Democrat will be doing. And there's no vacuum, really, that is calling for Bill Richardson to come in and save the day, because the Republicans have a nasty primary, the Democrats don't. And the Democrats are probably in the cat's bird seat without Richardson.
And as we all know, the Udalls are, in fact, the Kennedys of the West.
Yes, the Kennedys of the West. And Gordon Smith is also distantly related to Utah, so
indeed. 3
Udalls kind of running for Senate this year.
All right, well, you'd all come around again. We'll see you tomorrow. We're out of time for today. We'll see you tomorrow on Hotline TV.
Bye-bye.